Hey guys, Dr. Plague here. Has ditching your bad habit been on your to-do list for a while? Well, I'm happy to bring you today's sponsor, Fume. Fume has a great ergonomic design. It feels familiar in the hand, and it's just a lot of fun to use. It's easy too. You just slip in the cartridge, pop it in, and you're good to go. No smoke, no batteries, just a tasty blast of air whenever you need it. I'm quite partial to the mint myself, but it comes in many fun flavors. There's no cleaning, no recharging, and it's there when you need it, wherever you need it. There's no smoke, no added chemicals, and it's really just a great alternative to whatever might be holding your chain these days. Plus, it comes with this cool little magnetic base, which is just... wow, I really enjoyed it more than I thought I would. So, if you're interested in kicking your habit, go check out Fume today, and go ahead and use my code so they know that I sent you. And thanks to Fume for supporting the channel. Everyone knows that dreams are strange, but people often say they have deeper meanings. The details of your dreams vanish in an instant, leaving only faint impressions behind. I have to admit, I've tried to remember my dreams, especially back when I was in therapy after a bad car accident. My therapist suggested I log the details of my dreams to help with the healing process. I'm doing well now, but I remember searching online for websites that could help me remember my dreams more clearly, like those who seek to experience lucid dreaming. That's when I came across a website I often visited called Dreamstorm.com. It started when a friend messaged me asking how I was doing. I replied and asked if he knew of any websites that could help me with dream recall. About 12 minutes later, just as I was heading to the fridge for a snack, he finally responded. Dreamstorm.com, he wrote, mentioning he'd seen it discussed on a subreddit. He said it was weird, but might be useful for my problem. I clicked on the link he sent, and it opened a forum website. The site featured several videos linked to YouTube, mostly about healthy sleep habits. The design was reminiscent of Reddit or 4chan, yet it felt oddly comforting. The background was gray, and the website's logo was a brain with a pentacle in the center. The symbol surprised me. I thought my friend might have sent me to some weird occult site, but I decided to check it out. Each thread had a different topic related to dreams, but some were a bit off. The first thread I clicked on was about illustrations people had made based on what they vaguely remembered from their dreams. As I scrolled through, I saw a series of drawings that made me feel increasingly uncomfortable. I'll try to describe the illustrations as best I can. Blind Pig Jim. The illustration was drawn in a sketchbook. It depicted a tall, lanky, shirtless old man wearing a mask that resembled a pig's face. The background featured a series of houses in a surreal landscape, with the sun displaying a disturbingly realistic face. The artist commented, "I had a dream where I was being watched by this guy in a pig mask. The sun was always singing a strange song about flowers. Every time I walked into a house, it was empty, except for a jar of human eyeballs in the center." Window Watchers. This artwork was unsettling, to say the least. It showed a small sketch of a bedroom from the perspective of somebody sitting on a bed. The room contained various objects: a dresser with knobs replaced by staring eyes, a tall lamp in the corner, At first, nothing seemed unusual until I noticed, thanks to the comments, a man standing behind the window, staring with huge dilated eyes and a sick, perverted smile. The artist didn't provide a proper comment, just a poem. Window watcher, passing through, watching you sleep, is all he do. He picks a friend, I wonder who. Close your blinds, shame on you. You're gonna make him feel so blue. Oh, so sad, boo-hoo-hoo. God is here. This was more of a doodle. It depicted a man standing in front of 3 obelisks that seemed to stare at him. Above them was a singular being, distorted by scribbles, with clouds of smoke presented similarly about him. There was no comment, and I assume the title served as the description. A lot of these illustrations were disturbing, but those 3 stuck with me the most. As I scrolled through the threads, I noticed several people describing similar dreams, which only added to my discomfort. Feeling unsettled, I closed the website and shut down my computer. It was already around 2 or 3 a.m., and I realized I'd been exploring the site for quite some time. I climbed into bed, hoping for some rest, but as soon as I drifted off, I found myself back in my chair. I walked towards my bedroom door, but when I opened it, my house had transformed into a cold concrete staircase. I ascended the steps, feeling a growing sense of dread, until I reached a red metal door. I grasped the handle and tried to open it. Then suddenly, I woke up. I couldn't move for a while after waking up, struggling to process what might have been behind that door in my dream. Eventually, I got out of bed, turned on my computer, and went back to the website. As soon as it loaded, I found one of the threads and posted about my dream. After a few minutes, somebody replied, saying they had experienced something similar. However, instead of the red metal door being at the top of a staircase, it was in their house. Several more people began commenting on my post, sharing their own stories about the red metal door. I kept scrolling through the forums, delving deeper and deeper into every thread, trying to understand what my dreams could mean. It wasn't just about other dreams. What did mine say about me? I continued until I encountered a thread titled Sigmund AVI. I clicked on it and saw that most of the posts were about nightmares, many with accompanying videos. There were too many to describe in full, but here are the ones that stood out. Melody AVI. The video was set at night in a playground. A faint, melancholy groaning could be heard, as if someone or something was singing in pain. The camera panned across the playground, then focused on a colorful structure. There, a creature with a mutilated face stared directly at the camera. It looked like a man whose neck had been twisted and mangled, with no eyelids. The video ended abruptly with the creature's face filling the screen, sending chills down my spine as I stared at it. Wishwatch, MP4. The video began with static, then cut to a clip of a person sleeping in bed. The cameraman silently watched the person for about 12 minutes. As the person began to stir and wake up, the cameraman suddenly fled and the video cut off. The comment section was flooded with links to the window watcher drawing, repeating over and over, Some commenters dismissed the video as a reenactment of the artwork, but something about it felt disturbingly real to me. Sadwalker AVI. The video wouldn't play. I tried multiple times, but it remained stuck on the first frame. A disfigured man in a trench coat and a fedora, standing on a dark street. The comments explained that the video was broken, likely taken down by the original poster, but the corrupted file somehow remained online. One commenter who had seen the video before it was removed described it as showing the disfigured man walking down the street and eventually killing a dog in a blind fit of rage. I was relieved I didn't have to see the gore described by that commenter. I wouldn't want to witness such a thing. Several of these videos were somewhat related to dreams, but most were simply disturbing. I continued exploring the threads of the forum, skipping the videos and reading several posts about dreams, some more unsettling than others. Eventually, I decided to leave the forum and return to the softer, more popular section of the websites that weren't as horrifying as Sigmund AVI. I was about to go back to the illustration thread when I noticed something off about the website's logo. It usually featured a pentacle inside of a brain, but now it displayed a Greek letter instead. I clicked on it, and a black background appeared on my screen, with the same red metal door from my dream. I moved my mouse towards it and clicked it. The page took me back to the website, but now it's different. The forums were all gone, replaced by a single message, undergoing repairs. I decided to close the window and turn off my computer. It was about 5 p.m. I went about my day, but a few hours later, I returned to my computer and found that the website was gone. Everything had been deleted, and I searched for any information about what had happened to Dreamstorm.com. I checked other websites, trying to find anything about it, but several people commented that it had never existed. I even asked my friend about it, but he claimed not to know what I was talking about. I showed him our message as proof that he had sent me the website, but he just gave me a confused look. The link he had sent wasn't to Dreamstorm.com, but to a Wikipedia article about dreams. If anyone has any information about Dreamstorm.com, please let me know as soon as possible.
Good evening, everyone. It's me, Dr. Plague. I'm glad you made it to the end of the story. Thanks for stopping by. If you think you might like a little more spooky in your life, well, there should be some links popping up at the end of this to other great stories, maybe even some great playlists that you can discover. We update 7 nights a week, so there's always something new and something spooky waiting for you on the channel. If you like your spooky a little more tactile, there should be some links to Amazon down in my description, so go have a look over there. It should get you to all my latest books. Speaking of books, I've got my first horror novel, Towsy Homestead, available for purchase on Amazon. It's my first horror novel, so I'd really appreciate it if you'd go give it a look and maybe give it a buy too. If you'd like to support the channel, we have a subscription program here on YouTube, but we've also got a Patreon with lots of tiers and lots of different rewards. For example, our Spooky Skeleton contributors get their spooky 12 hours early. That's right, they get their videos at 8:30 a.m. as opposed to 8:30 p.m. Ghostly Reader tier contributors, that's a tier that's only available on Patreon, I'm afraid, get a book anytime I write one, signed and on their doorstep, hopefully in a timely manner. So, however you support the channel, whether it's monetarily or by enjoying our great videos here, thank you so much. Speaking of patrons, before we go, let's go ahead and thank them. Thanks to Sara, Unicorn Hollow, JustAmy, and Cinnamon Fox for being our spooky ghost contributors. Thanks to Shannon McGhee, Janet, Lee Kendall, Ronda J, Sue Casper, Valinar, CleoHarperReturns, Sara, and Queen Sheebah for being our spooky skeleton contributors.
And thanks to Oh Snap, Winter, Xaronan, Stephanie Carrington, Tyler Parker, Grim Reaper, TomBoiTopUwU, Queen Sheebah, MissNewBooty, and Alex Connor for being our Ghostly Reader tier contributors. Thanks, everyone. We just couldn't do the show without you. And as always, thanks for stopping by. Dr. Plague, signing off. Have a wonderful evening.